Tatiana Celia Kennedy Schlossberg was never defined by spectacle. Born into one of America's most mythologized dynasties, she lived deliberately outside the glare of celebrity culture, choosing substance over symbolism and intellect over inherited notoriety. Yet her life, measured not by its length but by its depth, became one of quiet influence, professional credibility, and moral clarity. As of her passing in late 2025, Tatiana Schlossberg's estimated net worth stands at around $5 million. This figure was the product of her own professional endeavors rather than inherited wealth. Her income stemmed from investigative journalism, freelance reporting, book royalties, public speaking engagements, and academic grants. While the Kennedy name carries historic financial power, Tatiana's financial footprint was modest, independent, and reflective of a career built on earned credibility rather than familial privilege. Her true wealth, however, resided elsewhere, in the ideas she advanced, the questions she asked, and the legacy of thought she left behind. Early life. Tatiana Celia Kennedy Schlossberg was born on May 5, 1990, in Manhattan, New York City, at Lenox Hill Hospital. She entered the world carrying two powerful lineages: the political gravitas of the Kennedy family and the creative intellect of the Schlossberg household. Her mother, Caroline Kennedy, was a lawyer, author, and diplomat who would later serve as U.S. ambassador to Japan and Australia. Her father, Edwin Schlossberg, was a designer, artist, and intellectual innovator, known for blending technology, literature, and visual design long before such intersections became mainstream. Tatiana was the second of three children. Her older sister, Rose Schlossberg, pursued film and television writing, while her younger brother, Jack Schlossberg, became a prominent public intellectual and political voice of the next Kennedy generation. The siblings were raised together in a home that valued privacy, debate, and education over public attention. Religiously and culturally, Tatiana grew up in a blended household. Her mother was raised Catholic. Her father came from an Orthodox Jewish family of Ukrainian Jewish descent. Tatiana herself was baptized and raised Catholic, yet she was also exposed to Jewish traditions, holidays, and ethical frameworks. This dual exposure quietly shaped her worldview, one that resisted absolutes and embraced nuance. From a young age, Tatiana displayed intellectual seriousness. She was not groomed for politics or celebrity, but encouraged toward reading, writing, and independent thought. Her parents shielded their children from excessive media exposure, allowing Tatiana a childhood that was unusually grounded for someone of her lineage. Education background. Tatiana's academic path reflected discipline, curiosity, and ambition without arrogance. She attended the Burleigh School, an elite all-girls institution in New York City, before transferring to the Trinity School, where she completed her secondary education in 2008. Teachers described her as thoughtful rather than showy, more inclined to ask difficult questions than to dominate discussions. In 2008, Tatiana matriculated at Yale University, where she majored in history. Her years at Yale proved foundational. She served as editor-in-chief of the Yale Herald, demonstrating early editorial judgment and leadership. Her writing was characterized by precision, restraint, and analytical rigor, traits that later defined her professional work. She graduated in 2012 with a Bachelor of Arts and earned the Charles A. Rice Camp Travel Grant, which supported an ambitious historical research project examining the intersections between Native American communities and runaway, enslaved people in coastal New England. Tatiana continued her academic journey at the University of Oxford, where she completed a Master of Studies in American History in 2014. Oxford refined her historical lens, reinforcing her belief that context matters, that present crises cannot be understood without historical perspective. Personal life. Despite her lineage, Tatiana Schlossberg led an intensely private personal life. In September 2017, she married Dr. George Moran, a physician and fellow Yale alumnus. Their wedding took place on Martha's Vineyard, a location synonymous with Kennedy family history, yet deliberately understated in execution. Friends described the ceremony as intimate, intellectual, and deeply personal, much like Tatiana herself. The couple later welcomed two children. Edwin Moran, born in 2022, and Josephine Moran, born in 2024. Motherhood profoundly reshaped Tatiana's life and priorities. Though she remained professionally active, her writing increasingly reflected a sense of moral urgency, particularly concerning the planet her children would inherit. Spiritually, Tatiana remained Catholic while maintaining respect for her Jewish heritage. Her faith was private, ethical rather than doctrinal, and woven into her understanding of responsibility and stewardship. Outside journalism, she participated in cultural and educational initiatives connected to the John F. Kennedy Presidential Library, including award presentations and civic programs. She also mentored young writers and journalists quietly, without public acknowledgement. Professional career. Tatiana Schlossberg's career was defined not by speed, but by credibility. She began in local journalism, interning at the Vineyard Gazette, where she learned the fundamentals of reporting, accuracy, sourcing, and community accountability. She later worked as a municipal reporter for the Record in Bergen County, New Jersey, covering zoning meetings, local politics, and civic issues. In 2014, she joined the New York Times, first as an intern and later as a full-time reporter. Her reporting spanned the Metro desk and eventually evolved into science and climate journalism. She was meticulous, cautious with language, and deeply aware of the ethical responsibility journalism carries. After leaving the Times in 2017, Tatiana transitioned into freelance writing. Her work appeared in The Atlantic, The Washington Post, Vanity Fair, Bloomberg, and Yale Environment 360. She also launched a newsletter, News from a Changing Planet, where she synthesized environmental data, policy shifts, and cultural behavior into accessible narratives. Authorial work. Tatiana's most enduring professional contribution came in 2019 with the publication of her book, Inconspicuous Consumption: The Environmental Impact You Don't Know You Have. The book dissected everyday behaviors, cloud storage, streaming, air travel, fashion logistics, and exposed their hidden environmental costs. Unlike alarmist climate literature, Tatiana's work was measured, evidence-based, and unflinchingly honest. The book won the Rachel Carson Environment Book Award and established her as a serious environmental thinker rather than a celebrity author. It remains widely cited in sustainability discussions. House tour and car collection. Unlike many public figures, Tatiana Schlossberg never curated a luxury lifestyle narrative. She and her family lived primarily in New York City, with extended time spent on Martha's Vineyard. There are no public records of opulent real estate acquisitions, luxury vehicle collections, or high-profile displays of wealth. Her absence from lifestyle media was not accidental. It reflected a conscious rejection of consumption culture, consistent with her environmental philosophy. College career. Tatiana's college career was intellectual rather than athletic or political. At Yale, she distinguished herself through editorial leadership, historical research, academic writing, and membership in Mason Chain, a senior society recognizing scholarship and leadership. Her academic rigor carried through Oxford, where she deepened her specialization in American history, training that shaped her analytical voice as a journalist. Cause of death. In May 2024, shortly after giving birth to her daughter, Tatiana was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, AML. The diagnosis came unexpectedly, detected through routine blood work, revealing an abnormally elevated white blood cell count. Later, doctors identified a rare and aggressive genetic mutation known as inversion 3, a form of AML with poor prognosis and limited treatment options. Tatiana underwent intensive chemotherapy, 2 stem cell transplants, including one donated by her sister Rose, and participation in experimental and clinical therapies. Despite these efforts, the disease progressed. In a deeply moving essay published months before her death, Tatiana wrote candidly about mortality, uncertainty, and love, particularly for her children. She passed away on December 30th, 2025, at the age of 35. Tatiana Schlossberg did not seek power, yet she wielded influence. She did not chase fame, yet her voice resonated. In a family defined by public spectacle, she chose thoughtful restraint, and in doing so, left a legacy uniquely her own. Her life reminds us that impact is not measured by noise, but by substance.